Hey y'all, it's back with us recording a boomkin to see how high I can get him with no help. As we're about to start this 2 hour Ara-Kara. So you can see we actually get a pull timer, and the it actually goes to the end of the pull timer.
Affix.
And now you learn the true lesson of the void.
This first pull is always really fun. You just kind of run down and hope you don't get aggro on anything. The tank is doing the same thing, so you try not to cast anything.
Divine Shield.
So you can see as we're killing this pack, I kind of run into this orb here.
Vile webbing.
Kind of gives you a little bit of a dot and slows you down.
Resonant forage.
Countered.
Going on, you kill 3 mini spider bosses and it spawns the major boss.
Countered.
Here.
Countered.
So these mini bosses
Dodge
all have
spray.
a frontal, that web spray. It's happening right now. They also have a ability you have to kick.
Countered.
Horrifying
this horrifying
shriek.
shriek. It's a fear,
Affix.
and it'll just gonna do what fears do and make you run around like crazy.
Embrace who you
Counter.
truly are.
Not a lot's happening here, so we kind of just killing some more ads and walking through to get this done. A little poison here. Got a good cleanse. It's one good thing about the boomkin. So I don't have to rely on the other buttons. So this tank does stuff a little bit differently. Like I've never skipped that mini boss first. I mean, it doesn't really do anything. You just can't
Resonant
pull the
forage.
ads in with it, so it's, I guess, a little bit different, but I think at low keys it doesn't really matter too much.
Countered.
Dodge.
As we were kind of talking, though, this mob does the
Resonant
same.
forage.
It has the frontal, and then it does a
Poisonous
poison
cloud.
cloud. You just have to dodge it.
Countered.
And poison bolts, obviously. You just want to interrupt anything that's possible.
Dodge.
Countered. Countered.
So now we're back on
3,
the middle
2,
mini boss.
1.
This is where the
Countered.
AoE.
the
Approved.
boss mob actually spawns once the 3 spiders die. So I guess it
Dodge.
makes it just so we don't have to run back. You see here I almost got hit with the frontal, and then I almost
Countered.
get hit with a second one coming up here. So it's kind of, that's
Countered.
kind of interesting.
Open
Affix.
your
Dodge.
mind to the whispers. Embrace who you truly are.
Well, we have the affix going into the boss, so it's going to give us a nice little buff going into him. My Spy Masters is almost stacked as well, so I'm going to get a nice little fat opener on this boss here. It's
3, 2.
right now he's about to do a big
Bloodlust.
AoE,
AoE.
and
Shrill.
it's going to have some ad spawn. Nothing too crazy though. Just kill the ads and kill the boss. So me and the other druid both put our little cyclone thing down. If you didn't notice, the spider's going to jump back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Onslaught.
interesting. And then you avoid the webs that spawn. They spawn pretty slow, so you can slow pace them. They grow into much bigger puddles, so on higher stuff you kind of want to keep them somewhat close to each other. We actually did a really good job
3,
on this fight.
2.
So the boss just kind of goes down from here. We kind of ignore the second set of ads due to the boss being so low. So I
Affix.
thought that he was going to stop there and tank those mobs, but he did not. He ended up running all the way through, and
Revolting volley.
R.I.P. me. So they had a battle res going out to me, but I figured we'd keep it for something more important. So now I'm a deer on a bat. So that's always fun.
Front. Impale.
But running back to this group, where they're still fighting, they have a lot of the mobs dead.
AoE.
So it's just this big bodyguard that does a frontal.
Front. Impale.
So once this bodyguard
Impale.
dies, the tank kind of goes to the
Shrill.
left here, which you never really see that going on since Mythic Plus started. But they have these
Alarm
mobs that are
shrill.
doing like alarm shrill. And when they do that, they spawn into the big bodyguards. But they also call over the whole
Open your
Epics.
everything
mind.
mob in the
Alarm
area.
shrill.
As you can see, one went off there. And we
Revolting
kind of
volley.
Embrace
pulled
the
everything
Revolting
that was in the
volley.
area.
Revolting volley.
It became really fun.
Countered. Countered.
I
Alarm shrill.
actually ended up dying multiple
AoE.
times in this fight. As you see, I'll go down right here, and
Revolting
then
volley.
I'll come back
Impale.
Iron bar.
just to end up dying again.
Anti-magic shell.
AoE.
So when I got back here, I thought they were going to be able to
Divine
okay because the
shield.
paladin got back up all the way. So I instead of just waiting, like which is what I probably should have done, I went in and tried to interrupt and
Revolting volley.
kind of CC
Front
some
hail.
mobs. Which you see, I interrupted the wrong mob. So,
AoE.
but once the tank died, I just fell over again. So once we start this back again, we just kind of kill the mobs. Normally we don't, like I said, this is the normal way you go. So it's kind of different to go the other way. But it's the same. We still have some of the mobs you have to interrupt. And you can see I push one with the Typhoon to try to interrupt because they can only be stunned. But other than, it's just pretty much more ads, more of the same mobs all the way through here. This mob, I was actually going to get behind him and Typhoon him before the DK pulled him, but the mob behind him kind of worried me, so I didn't want to get in on that. So we get back on track, and we're headed into the second boss now, and he
Front hail.
does a frontal, then he does some swarm stuff that you have to be inside of, and some swarm stuff you have to avoid. He also does this charge on a random player.
Charge.
I don't actually know what you're supposed to do, if you can even dodge it. I think he turns
Front
with you,
hail.
so I just
Silken
kind of
restraints.
pop a defensive and
Drop.
hope for the best.
Front hail.
With these little ads, I almost got hit with that.
Silken
And I had
Iron
to
bar.
savage roll, so that was
Countered.
somewhat
Enter
nice.
swarm.
But this is the part of the fight where it gets to like an Eye of the Swarm thing. You just gotta
Silken
kind of stay in
restraints.
there
Countered.
and move around and not get hit with stuff. Then the fight
Front hail.
after so much time with this, the fight kind of resets back to where it started all over, and you just kind of keep repeating the process. I end up getting targeted again with this, and so I hit my defensive, and I'm low, so I go into
Front hail.
bear as
Silken
well to
restraints.
just hopefully live it.
Countered.
I don't have
Front
frenzy
hail.
regen on my bear bar for some reason.
Silken
so
Countered.
restraints.
that was definitely something that could have helped me out.
Silken
but,
restraints.
you know, I'm bad at this game. What else can I say? So now that the boss is dead, we're going to move on. In this house right here that I'm walking through, to the left, there's if you're a tailorer, you can get a buff from a thing on the ground there.
Venom volley.
Countered.
So this ad does
Erupting web.
this web thing is kind of annoying. I almost jump off the stairs there right into everybody else's. But other than that, it's pretty much just clear some trash that's not too bad getting into the... They do a lot of damage, but... Yeah, so we're just running through, clearing out all the right side. People pick the right or left side because they don't want to deal with that big mob in the middle down there. And it's kind of whatever preference your tank has. I've been both ways multiple times. Nothing too crazy. Same kind of mobs. Just dodge stuff, some poison stuff to get cleansed. Kill mobs. Now we're going into the last boss here. He does a couple things that's kind of different. There's not a lot that I can think of. So he'll have these little ads. You'll probably see one running up the stairs right now. Whenever you hit them, they drop a puddle of black stuff on the ground. And he does a pull in, and you have to stand in one of those. He also does this thing that shoots waves in whatever direction it's facing. Whenever it gets dispelled or the time wears out. It does a good bit of damage, so if with the more dispellers, it's kind of nice.
Erupting webs.
But, and then the dodge things.
Cosmic
Here's
singularity.
the pole that I was talking about. So if you
Anti-magic
stand in it, you get
shell.
rooted. And these mobs, you don't have to kill them. You can, any way you can break a root, so shape shift, bullet freedom, which is what I got there. Or if you stun the mobs, they will actually destroy as well. That's kind of the whole fight.
CC.
So we have another pole coming. You see, I get in the thing.
Countered.
You can see the Death Knight there. He
Counters.
actually deaths advanced, so he doesn't get pulled in. But I messed up and didn't shapeshift fast
Cultivated
enough and got
poisons.
stunned.
Drop.
I should have definitely been dead there.
Iron
but,
bark.
I was not. So the pole kind of keeps going. Then you just see the shaman
Erupting
just
webs.
kind of falls over. He onks there. So he probably got hit with a web. I didn't really
CC.
see what happened to him. But
Cultivated
it's
poisons.
kind of, I don't think we have
Drop.
anything else going on this fight.
Erupting webs. Cosmic singularity.
Oh, we got another pull. A couple of us running for the same one. I
CC.
decided to run back to the
CC.
further one. I think this is where the
Countered.
shaman didn't get to a pole and he got sucked in again. So I decided to toss him a B-res
Cultivated poisons. Erupting webs.
after this stuff goes off. So I'm going to B-res him here in a second, right now. He takes it and almost gets hit with a wave. He just misses the wave. The boss is kind of dead, and that's the end. So we got a little more points.
Embrace who
and
you truly
didn't get any
are.
loot, but it is what it is. So, well, I guess I'll see y'all in the next one.